the way I've gone across the world, our lives unfold. We're here together, every moment now. A song to sing out loud. Every road we climb, we are one. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Friday night edition of That's a Wrap with Johnny Turner. We are coming to you live from the Wild Studio with exclusive post-convention interviews, demos, and fun every night at 7 p.m.-ish. I'm your host, Johnny Turner-ish. Before we get started, here's some rapid-fire monologue jokes. Seed to Seal is so important. It's who we are. And hosting isn't typically who I am, so for me, it's more like Seed to Surreal. And we want this show to grow and keep growing. We hope it goes from seed to ceiling. You know us by our set of standards from seed to seal. My jokes are so bad, they're now going from seed to keel. Over. It's weird to take photos now when you're wearing a mask because you still smile. Nobody can see your smile. One time as a joke, I stuck my tongue out because who's going to know? And then they all saw a wet spot on my mask. Who wants to be the guy with a wet spot on his mask? Bob from compliance, that's who. For you, 2020 will be remembered as the year of the pandemic. For me, it will be the year I ate an obscene amount of corn dogs. Being quarantined in Utah isn't that bad because even if you're just with your family, you're still surrounded by 45 other people. You know, in Utah we have big families. There's a difference between me and the other late night hosts, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. The difference is that we don't have the same last name. I'd like to send a very special thank you to all the frontline workers, everyone who is essential. My beautiful wife is a pharmacist who works at the hospital, the doctors, nurses, EMTs, and everyone who works at Chick-fil-A. We love hearing about how much you love our diffusers. Wait till you see the upcoming deals we have. It will be an offer you can't diffuse. The only thing our thieves' products will steal is whatever bad scents are in the room. I hope you enjoyed all the workshops today. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time and couldn't put together all the workshops we wanted to. Here's a few that we had to skip. Craisins and other major salad mistakes. Tom Brady talks diffusers in Chinese. Essential oils after dark, extra virgin stories, and non-essential oils. Why grapeseed oil is a dirty, filthy fraud. We had a really great time today at the convention. Let's take a look back at some of the highlights. We heard from Jackie Skinner, the new executive director of the D. Gary Young Young Living Foundation. She shared an awesome story about an amazing girl named Flavia, provided an update about our philanthropic efforts around the globe, and keeps telling me my show last night went really, really, really well. We also heard from Jared Turner, COO, and my big brother, on all the ways Young Living stays sustainable and earth-loving. He helped us see the positive in all this quarantine strangeness, and hit us with some stats that truly showed the strength of this community. Lauren Walker announced our newest partner farm, and taught us a little bit about the history of jojoba oil. My history with jojoba oil is that I've been calling it jojoba oil until someone finally corrected me yesterday. I mean, what's next? Someone's going to tell me I'm mispronouncing Lavendor? Chief Legal and Compliance Officer Matt French regaled us with stories of Gary as a daredevil visionary, and Mike Book went back to talk about the science side of all things oils. The science of what we do here has always fascinated me, but unfortunately, I'm rarely allowed to partake in research. You drink one priceless sample, and suddenly you're banned from all research labs. Well, that was a quick little recap of convention. Now let's welcome our first guest. Our first guest tonight is someone I've known since the day I was born, and he's been jealous of me every day since. Please welcome my brother, president of Young Living, Jared Turner. JT.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good, how are you, Johnny?
Good, welcome to my show.
I love it. Very cozy.
Does it suit me?
Suits you.
How do I look in a suit?
Very
Clean
handsome.
up okay.
And blue's your favorite color.
Blue is my favorite color.
Is it really?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
That's just not one of the questions I'm going to ask later. Sorry.
You look good in blue. So.
Thank you. You look good in purple and blue.
Thank you. That's my default. Lavender.
Jared, what brings us here? What are we doing here tonight?
Tonight, I was invited to your show.
Yeah.
To talk.
Yeah. Young Living Convention. How's it going? Tell me about your team. What does it take to pull off a virtual convention?
Oh my gosh. Herculean effort. We had to pivot because of the virus out of nowhere and create a virtual convention. And our head of events, Ace Lambert, that's
All-star.
her superhero name, Brittany, worked with our partner Cornerstone and developed a virtual convention. And we believe did an amazing job with high production values, and we think you're all going to be very impressed.
Yeah. I think you're all going to be very, very impressed. Jared and I are brothers. Do we look like brothers?
He got the straight, thick hair.
I've
always been jealous.
Bird's nest. So you can call it.
It is a bird's nest. the thinning bird's nest.
I love it. So I joined Young Living 8 years ago.
Has it been 8 years?
2012. I'm coming on 8 years.
I was June 2012, so I am at exactly 8 years. And you were just a few months after
Yeah. 7.5 years for me.
Ish.
We're almost going on a decade. We're just going to stretch it out.
But that's in regular years. In Young Living years,
3 decades.
it's 3 decades.
We've worked at the same beautiful company for 3 decades.
It's amazing.
Pretty incredible.
It's been the adventure of our lives, I would say. We traveled the world. We've met amazing people, built on Gary and Mary's original vision,
Yeah.
and had a lot of fun in the process.
Young Living has taken us to every continent but Antarctica.
Yep, that's true.
Does that mean we need to plant something on Antarctica to go film the harvest?
Ice plants. You can distill them.
Into,
Ice oil.
is that cold? Well, is that water?
Mm-hmm. Basically. There's a plant called an ice plant, but it doesn't grow in Antarctica.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang it. We'll have to transplant it.
We could try that.
Awesome. Well, there are a lot of things that Jared and I have in common. One of them is that we are both rather competitive. So I thought we would play a little game tonight to really turn the screws. Are you down to play a game that I made up?
Yeah, but is that your expression, turn the screws?
Yeah, really, just
I've never heard you ever say that.
turn the screws. That's what the teleprompter told me to say it.
Okay. I would never live it down if I said no.
In fact, I knew you'd say that because it's on the teleprompter. All right, the game is called Oily Bros.
Oily Bros, it's the Oily Bro Show.
I wrote that.
Oily Bros?
Oily Bros, it's the Oily Bro Show.
We're brothers. Yeah, Oily Bros.
Oily Bros.
Oily Bros, it's the Oily Bro Show.
We're brothers. You like that?
I love the... Is that thing?
I don't know what
is that called?
What is that called?
The what? The slide whistle.
That's right.
Who blew the slide whistle? They're really talented.
Yeah, Jake actually does it on the
Was
side.
that Jake? He's a slide whistle performer.
Okay, so I'm not going to say it again.
Okay.
So for the game, for this game,
Mm-hmm.
behind us is an embarrassing picture, right?
Okay.
Of you.
Okay.
It's covered in 6 puzzle pieces.
Who gave you the picture?
Mom did.
Our mom?
Our mom. And she didn't know what she was giving it to me for, so don't hold her accountable.
I can see your text now. Send me the craziest picture? Weirdest? Ugliest?
I think it was like benignly embarrassing.
The most embarrassing.
But benign, like, you'll just go, oh, you.
Does it involve Speedos?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, because that would involve you too.
It does not involve Speedos. There wouldn't be, I don't know what you're talking about. There wouldn't be possible pictures of Speedos, would there?
I have a picture of you in a Speedo and people on South Beach
He's making,
laughing at you in the Speedo
he's making stuff up.
because it looked so glorious on you.
He went there knowing that I had an embarrassing picture of him. Okay, I have 6 questions.
Okay.
For every one you get wrong, we remove a piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
So really, it's up to you if we see this picture or not. You ready?
If I get it wrong, you remove a piece.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha. Okay, great. And is this game called Oil Brothers?
Oily Bros.
Oily Bros.
Oily Bros. It's the Oily Bro Show.
We're brothers! Thanks, Jake. What is my favorite food?
I know what your least favorite food is. You don't like sushi. You don't like fish. Your favorite food is...
Are we brothers? I thought I'd start with an easy one.
It's like Mexican food, like an enchilada.
Oh, it is so close. You do get brother credit.
Like
when
I'm
you
feeling-
get tile taken off.
Okay, taco.
It was tacos. He got it right, but we'd already revealed it. So
I
it
knew it
stays.
was Mexican something.
Does this give you an idea of where we're going with this?
Oh my gosh.
What was this?
That was my favorite shirt when I was 16, so that's not going to be a good picture. I had an ugly phase until, well, it's still here.
Yeah.
Never grew out of it, but.
What was the first name of my first kiss?
I was going to say Moses, but that was Jenny's, our sister. Your first kiss, first name was... Oh my goodness. Nikki?
No. I was going to give you credit if you'd even named where it was, but it was an impossible question. I'm so sorry. I don't remember her name because I was 16 on a cruise ship. We met one night, we kissed, and that was it.
So it could have been Nikki, so I could be right. If you don't remember.
Remove the towel.
That's not fair.
As a kid, I was afraid of bears. What caused this?
I know this story. You were afraid of bears because we were at our grandparents' cabin outside of Heber City, and you and I walked down the road, lots of trees, pine trees and quakies, and we got to the end of the road, and I started yelling and screaming and said, "There's a huge bear and it's standing on its back legs. Johnny, we have to run, ah!" And I turned around, I started running, and you started running, and you were very scared. And we got back to the cabin, and I told everybody we saw a bear as I was laughing because we didn't really see a bear. I totally made up the bear just to tease you, but you thought we saw a bear.
I was 17 years old. 17 years old telling someone about the bear that I saw as a kid in my grandpa's cabin. It stood up on its hind legs. We ran, and Jared goes,
No bear?
"What? There was no bear. I made up that there was a bear." My whole life I thought there was a bear. I have vivid memories, like Gary with Bart the bear, standing on its hind legs.
I said it was a grizzly bear.
Yeah. Okay.
Did that take away a rich life experience? Should I have not told you the truth?
No, I still got to tell that story. No, it's a better story. It has layers.
You screamed the whole run back.
Yeah, there's an 8-year difference. So if he was 15, I was 8.
Yeah.
7. What?
I'm sorry about that, Johnny.
All good. What oil? This is going to be tricky. What oil best describes our childhood? There are 2 options.
Okay.
And then you have to kind of say why.
Okay. You're giving me 2 options?
No. There are 2 options you get.
Okay.
To pick
Of our 220 oils, I have 2.
You have 2 that you can pick from that best describe
our childhood
that I have here on this card.
In Bolivia or in Utah?
Bolivia or Utah?
Bolivia, Utah.
La Paz or Salt Lake City?
The first one that popped to mind was Stress Away. The second one, because moving back and forth, and it was kind of crazy. Let's say it's a blend, and the blend is Highest Potential.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because we went there, because Dad wanted to stop practicing law and follow his dream, his highest potential, to run that gold mining company and take his family to a third world country. No?
That is the best wrong answer you could have said. So I had Copaiba because it's South America. Brazil's our neighbor.
Yeah.
And
I thought it was
Chutron
like supposed to be a symbolic.
adventure.
Yeah.
So one was geographic, location based, and then Chutron represented adventure to me.
So true.
Being taken away.
Yeah.
Take away a towel, people.
Oh man.
Oh.
I know.
Kind of see what's going down.
This is the witch doctor market in Bolivia. It's a famous tourist area where we always took people who came to visit us.
Yep.
And they sell weird stuff.
All right, you have to name 10 animals. We had, I don't know if you guys know this. Growing up, we had every animal except for farm animals. Like we didn't have a cow or a horse. Every other type of animal in our house because of Jared. You probably do know that he's an animal lover, but 10 animals. You have 20 seconds. I'm going to count it.
10 animals that we had
growing up.
Okay.
Go.
Monkey, iguana, pheasant, chicken, duck, salamanders, frogs, quail, parrots, snakes.
Okay. You could have kept going, huh? A little easy. Okay. This is the last one.
Some of those got out and got in the drywall in my sister's room, and she could hear them crawling around at night.
They're still
she
there.
didn't like the
house.
animals. Poor Jenny. They're probably still there.
Last one.
Okay.
If I could be any oil,
You?
what would I be?
Citrus fresh.
Oh, again, it's the best wrong answer.
Because you're spicy and sweet and fresh. Everyone around you feels freshly cleansed with your humor and joie de vivre.
Oh, I like that.
Joy, yeah.
I like that. It's wrong, but I like it. I picked 3 kings to make it impossible.
That's not fair. So
I
I could
know.
have had the right answer.
You could have had the wrong answer.
Okay.
Reveal tile. And you got 4
This is the
correct.
worst picture.
That is amazing. Can we just go ahead and reveal the whole picture? You
Oh my
did. You
gosh.
won the contest.
Oh, that is the worst. I have a mullet and it's my zit stage.
It's such a good shirt, though.
That was the worst. And I'm holding a llama fetus. Oh my gosh.
In South America, in Bolivia,
Wow.
in our home. Thank you so much for playing. I had no doubt that it would end the way it ended. Now, Jared, we both know the main reason you're here was to play Oily Bros.
Oily Bros. It's the Oily Bro Show.
We're brothers! We're brothers! That's the last time I'll play it, I swear. But there is another tiny little thing you wanted to mention tonight as well, right?
That's right, Johnny. And for this part, I brought a very, very special guest with me. We're the Oily Bros. She's the Oily Queen. We call her La Reina.
That's right, Jared. Please welcome our Chief Executive Officer, Mary Young.
Hello, Mary.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great.
Mary.
Whoa. Hello,
Welcome.
Johnny. Oh, look at you, handsome
Oh,
dude, you.
thank you. You look beautiful yourself. Please take a
Have a seat,
seat.
man.
Thank you.
Mi talk show es tu talk show.
Oh, gracias. Qué amable tú. Me alegro mucho para estar aquí con ustedes.
Sí, igual. ¿Todo en español?
I don't
Si
know.
tú quieres.
Vamos.
No.
Maybe, I guess we could do half. We could do some. I think that was great.
That was fun.
Yeah, it is an honor, a placer to have you guys here. for
Oh,
real.
gracias.
This must have been some pretty big news that we have the CEO and president both at the same time with us here.
Well, we're often together.
We're always together.
But on my show together,
Well, that's true.
that's where it gets big.
It's an honor, Johnny, to be on
Thank
your show
you.
together.
Thank you.
And as you said, it is huge news. Very big news. This is an announcement for our U.S. market, which is a large portion of our audience tuning in today. Mary, up until now, many of our U.S. members have used the While Go program. But to be honest, While Go wasn't doing what we wanted it to do, and we felt like we needed to change that, didn't we?
We did. That's right. Which is why we have decided to do something even better. While Go is going to transform into a spectacular, thrilling, exciting, member-cheering, dynamic new program. And I promise you, this announcement is going to have our members throwing confetti while jumping up and down. Let me ask the two of you a thought-provoking question.
Ready.
Do you like paying for shipping?
No.
No.
Who likes paying for shipping?
Nobody likes paying for shipping. Nobody.
Somehow, that's exactly what I thought. No one likes to pay for shipping. That's what this new program is all about. You got it, Johnny. Beginning September 1st, after we have transitioned every Young Living member to our brand new shopping platform, any order being shipped within the U.S. that reaches 100 PV or more will automatically receive free shipping.
Oh my God.
Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing,
Wow,
Mary.
that's exciting.
What a win for the field.
That is
And
amazing.
Mary, that includes every order, not just Essential Rewards orders?
Oh, you are absolutely right.
Oh my goodness gracious. Now,
Wow.
a lot of you are probably wondering, how is Lee Bowen, our CFO, holding up? And how were we able to afford to do this as a business? The answer to the first question is, he is surviving with great composure. Let's just say he's using a lot of CBD and peace and calming right now.
Oh, I can believe that.
Stress away.
And the second question has a couple of answers. First, our finance and sales teams have been working tirelessly to bring you a simple program that is valuable to you and your customers and will motivate your customers to purchase more.
That's good.
There's been a lot of effort and number crunching going on to make this happen, Mary. Second, the free shipping program will take the place of the monthly 100 PV promotions. And the U.S. products will undergo a slight price and PV increase, which will help to cover some of the costs of the free shipping program.
Now, what about you, our international members? What happens when you order from the U.S.? Can I be honest? We don't have that figured out yet. But we will figure something out because we want you to be happy too.
Absolutely.
Jared, I know the wheels are turning around in that curly-haired head of yours, and I'm sure you've got some ideas.
Mary, we have some great ideas, and we can promise that every country across Young Living World will have a fantastic shipping program like the U.S.
Oh, that's fabulous to hear. Let's just take a look at the increase, which will be 4%. And let's put it into perspective.
Okay?
Let's look at some of our top-selling products. A 15 ml bottle of lavender today is $24.25. With the increase, it will be $25.22.
Not bad.
An increase of 97 cents, not even a dollar.
Not even a
Not bad if you're getting free shipping, especially.
Oh, you're right. Live 9, the probiotic that has 17 billion live cultures.
Wow.
Wow,
a
today the
lot.
price is $29.50. The increase will take it to $30.68.
Yeah.
Thieves waterless hand purifier in the 7.6 ounce is one of our most important products today.
Absolutely.
The price is going from $27.25 to $28.34. I think we can handle that.
Muy poquito.
Yeah,
Muy poquito.
muy poquito. Multigreens today sells for $41.
And with the increase, great product by the way, it will be $42.64. Just like we said, shipping is an expense none of us want to pay because it's money spent where we don't see a return.
Yeah.
We'll gladly buy the clothes, shoes, or life-changing products we want, but shipping is always that part we wish we didn't have to pay for. And now, you don't. For all the details, please watch for announcements coming from the U.S. market. We're very, very excited about this new program starting September 1st, And Mary, do you have anything else you would like to add?
Oh, I think we've said it all. And we are thrilled about this new program. And we know you are too. We love you. And we'll see you tomorrow for our final day of convention.
Final day.
Final day.
Oh, it's been so much fun. That sounds terrible.
It's always sad to see the end of convention.
It is.
Yep.
It is, truly. But oh, we've had a great time.
What a parting gift, though. Free shipping.
Yes, and we've had so much fun with all of the people behind the scenes
Amazing
who have
people.
made this happen. How grateful we are, not only to all of them, but to all of you who are out there in our audience. Because if we didn't know you were there, we would be doing this for nothing, and that doesn't feel good.
Right?
We're
So I'm excited.
We're picturing hundreds of thousands of you
Absolutely.
tuning in and
And we can't
participating.
wait to hear your response.
Cannot wait.
When you said that it was an amazing parting gift, I thought you were referring to you two being on my show. That is an amazing parting
Well, it
gift.
is amazing.
But free shipping, you're right, one-ups that and is an amazing.
Do you think they would choose your show over free shipping? Because we can put that price increase towards your show. What do you think, members?
Well, that's a thought. We could have a lot of fun. Maybe Johnny Turner once a month or something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
love that.
That's a fun idea.
I love that. You cannot
that.
get too much Johnny Turner.
That's right. And especially when they put the two Turners together.
That's
wow.
right.
You're kind of in a Turner sandwich right now, Mary.
Oh my goodness, we got to do this again. This
Let's
is
do
too much
it.
fun.
I love it.
Free-
See y'all tomorrow.
Free shipping is just incredible. Mary, Jared, thank you again so much for being here. It is an incredible honor to have you on my show. Right back after this. Something. Wouldn't you love to be in Bora Bora right now? Instead of at home all boring. Wouldn't you rather be on an island right outside of Tahiti? Instead of here inside of Tahitius? Wouldn't we all rather be in a place where I proposed to the love of my life and she said yes and we had a baby last week together? Well, apparently we can make that happen for you. How? I have no idea. Let's find out with my friends Greg DeLong and Andrew Armstrong. Thank you guys so much for being here.
So good to be here. Let me ask you, was that true?
Yeah,
The
that was
proposal
true.
part?
That is
Bora
absolutely
Bora,
true.
baby,
Made a baby.
all that stuff.
Yep.
Congrats, man.
Thank
That's
you
awesome.
so much. Yeah. I want to hear exactly what's going on with this Bora Bora trip, but
Okay,
I want to spice it up a bit.
naturally.
So instead of you guys just telling us, like in a very boring way, right? All the juicy details, you two are going to morph into a two-headed monster. And you're going to tell us one word at a time. So one of you is going to say a word, the next is going to say a word. You're going to explain
Yes.
to the audience
Yes, this sounds perfect.
all the sweet deets about Bora Bora.
Yeah, we can do that.
That sound good?
Seconds? Only 90?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah, we can do this.
And when I'm satisfied, then I'm
naturally.
going to let you guys know
That's
when you're done.
all that matters.
Sound good?
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like now?
Right now.
Right now.
You go.
Bora
Bora,
is
the
incentive
trip,
for
young,
living
this year
members.
only? This year.
Correct.
Yes. I think that worked out. Was that 90 seconds? I feel like we went over.
That was not nice.
Keep going. It's
So,
We got this. We got this.
it's so
beautiful.
beautiful.
There.
I'm
So,
happy
to
announce
that
all
members
can
participate.
Ooh, nice.
very cool.
Cool.
wow.
Exclamation point.
That was perfect.
You guys, that was one of the worst performances
I mean,
I would
it's,
have expected, and it
it's all
was
subjective,
beautiful.
right?
But I feel, with it just being
I feel
off
like we-
I feel like it was just
I feel like we gave the people what they wanted to hear, though.
nailed to
in terms
perfection,
of
I think. Yep.
the details, the depth, the breadth. I mean, it was fantastic.
I want to meet those people that were satisfied by that.
I'll give them his Twitter handle afterwards.
Crap.
That really was amazing. So I really hope that you guys never, ever, ever get sewn together by like a mad scientist, because I don't think you did so well as a hive mind.
I mean,
Or that happening would make the bond even better. Ooh. Maybe?
I'll pass.
Maybe?
I'll pass. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
The left of the brain, the right of the brain. I get it. It could work.
3/4, 1/4. Yeah.
How about let's recap in like a
normal way?
Yeah.
Okay.
What drew Young Living to Bora Bora?
Well, Young Living is always about a sense of adventure, right? I mean, part of it is Gary Young's legacy, right? Like, Gary was like the Indiana Jones of our world, and he led us all over the world, and in that spirit, we like to continue to give our members opportunities to go to adventurous places. And Bora Bora, for most people, is pretty much at the top of the bucket list, and so we thought, yeah, seems about right.
That is incredible. Who can participate?
Everybody. The good news is that Bora Bora has been set up in a way that everybody can earn something. We have great grand prizes, but then we also have something for everybody. As you're working towards earning your points, qualifying, you're going to be able to earn something along the way.
Yeah, those of you that like in the U.S. and Canadian markets might remember from last year we did a similar contest called Dream 1000.
Yes.
So based on the success of that, we've sort of carried that forward into the Dream 500. We've enriched some of the offerings with Bora Bora, but we've retained some of the parts that people really loved. Like, for example, the ability for people that maybe don't win a grand prize, but the points that they earn will still be worth something in the form of really cool exclusive oils, which we call the Dream Oils. That was really popular last year.
Yes.
We had something like over 5,000 people qualify that just won the Dream Oils. It was really cool.
Yeah, and so being able to give 10 highly valued and coveted oils to these members that are participating, I think that was really the dream aspect of Dream 1000 last year, carrying that through to Dream 500 this year, allowing all members in each market, in each region, as a global contest to be able to get exclusive oils for them specifically.
How awesome. That everyone gets to participate. It's just incredible opening up to everyone. Last question, how do you earn points?
That's a good question. So again, going back to Dream 1000, people seem to really like how that was structured in terms of the way to earn points. And so we took the best of that and we added a little bit to it. I'll cover a couple of them and you can cover a couple of them. Of course, you can earn points when you bring new customers into the business, right? So get a new customer, they spend at least 100 PV, great, that's a point. Same as last time. ER points, there's a way to earn points by every time your new enrollee places an ER order. Great, that's 3 points. But there's a couple new twists as well that we brought in. You want to cover that?
Yeah, for sure. So we have rank advancements as well as a point category.
Yep.
So when your personal enrollee rank advances, you get points. So we also wanted to make sure that we emphasize a newly launched program that happened just a couple months ago with Silverbound. We've seen phenomenal success. We've seen great traction, and we really wanted to make sure that carried through for Dream 500. And so on top of rank advancement points, if your personal enrollee achieves any of the Silverbound rank qualifications, they'll also be you'll be awarded points as well for that.
Yeah, in fact, that's the way to earn the most points, is to have your personal enrollees rank advanced, but doing it with the Silverbound qualifications.
Yep.
So
It's
tying
pretty
that
awesome.
all together, it's pretty cool.
That is, I think you guys did just a little bit better job describing it.
Oh, compared to
A little
the
less
90
pressure.
Sure? Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
Can we send out a survey maybe?
I don't know.
Because I don't know.
feel like
I
it
would
was
love to
flawless
send out
personally,
a
but
survey.
I think we should, you know?
one other thing I think I just want to touch on, if
Yeah,
if
of
I
course.
may.
You may.
Okay, awesome. So of course Bora Bora is the creme de la creme, right? It's the bucket list. It's so the top 100 grand prize point earners win that. But there's a couple other prizes. You've got regional adventure trips in each of our 5 regions for the people that
Wow.
that maybe don't win Bora Bora, but the next group of people. And then after that, we've got some really cool Ningxia and Thieves product bundles, 6 months supply, something like that.
Awesome.
And then on top of that, of course, the Dream Oils. So you can win a grand prize and you can win the free oils.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
one of the amazing things of Dream 1000 in the U.S. and Canada last year was you had members taking pictures of a year's supply of Ningxia Red, and so obviously we wanted to make sure carrying that forward again with the bundles, but obviously with Thieves being an exceptional product as well, we wanted to introduce that as well.
That's right.
That is amazing prizes. So many things to win. I just want to thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
Like, this was a whole lot of fun. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Greg.
Thanks.
And check out your virtual office for details on all things Bora Bora. And in keeping with the theme of lush natural jungles, please welcome back to the show Mother Nature, here to demo another product for us.
Hello again, Jonathan. I'm Mother Nature. While I don't have children myself, I do like to think of all of God's creations on earth as being my little children. There's my helpful son, water, and my beautiful daughters, the flowers. Then there's the rain, which is always giving me a hard time. And don't get me started on wind.
It's so nice to have you on the show again.
Just tell them about Kid Sense Unwind.
Oh, I was going to.
Okay, then do it.
Kid Sense Unwind. They're made from children.
What?
No, they're not made from children.
They're made by children?
No, they're not made by children. They're made for children. It's a unique, delicious, naturally sweetened stick pack that's perfect for bedtime or any time to help your child feel calm and centered.
I was about to say that. But now you did it, and you never let me say anything.
Are you sure you were going to say that?
I was, I swear.
Okay, well, it's, just... Now you do the next part.
I don't want to now.
No, we all want to hear you do the next part. Johnny, don't we all want her to do the next part?
Of course. Please.
Okay, maybe let's have some of this. You know what? It's so great. It's packed with natural nutrition, like L-theanine from green tea and 5-HTP and naturally sourced magnesium. So it helps with everyday stress and occasional irritability. Does that feel any better?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now you're ready to do it?
Yes.
Okay.
Kid Sense Unwind combination of ingredients can also help improve focus and mental clarity in the classroom.
Who's a good girl?
I am.
All right, I think we get the idea. Thank you, Mother Nature, and your assistant.
More like a caretaker.
The yin to my yang.
It's yin. But thank you, and good night.
Stick around. We'll be right back with more fun.
Transition note going to commercial.
No, you don't say that part.
Well, someone has to say it.
No one
instead.
says that part.
It's just a no.
No.
I didn't have as many lines.
We're at Young Living Community. Our next guest is heavily involved in this community. Please welcome our Vice President of Brand Marketing, Shantae Schrader. Shantae,
Hello.
thank you for coming.
Thank you for having
Exciting?
me. Yes.
I have a late night show. Thanks for being on it.
Big deal.
Yeah, kind of a big deal.
Just ask you.
Yeah. You've been with Young Living for just a little bit over a year.
Yep.
Would you mind telling us a little bit more about your role?
Sure. The biggest part of my role is that I get to take the remarkable things about Young Living to the mainstream. And it's to the media, to the communities in which we operate, to government, to groups and associations. And Young Living is, while it's a health and wellness company, has 25 years experience, it's so much more on a global scale. And it's needed right now more than ever. So when we talk about Young Living, we talk about community. It's the fabric of what this company is. And with so many people who are feeling displaced right now, emotionally, mentally, physically, they're looking for a home and a sense of home. And Young Living is this community that, naturally when we talk about community, we're talking about belonging. And so for these people who are coming to Young Living in waves, they're looking around and they're asking the question of, is there a place for me here? And then it's, where is that place? So for us, making sure that we're welcoming and that we're opening the doors and we're championing those individuals is key to our evolution. And I'm really proud to say that Young Living continues to do that. And we have a number of people who are just paving the way for that as well.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Young Living is just about community.
Yes.
I know we have another guest joining us, right? Keeping on the theme of community, Brian Martin, to touch on some of those elements. Can you tell us maybe a little bit more about what makes Brian so special?
Yeah, so Brian Martin, he's been with Young Living for a couple years now, and he found Young Living for health reasons, but he stayed because of community. And in that time, he has built a really large tribe, and he's doing it in really unique ways, really special ways. And he exemplifies this new wave of leadership that we're seeing, who is just making sure that inclusion and belonging is at the heart of his message.
I love that. He wasn't able to join us in studio, but we were able to get him over Zoom. So let's go ahead and bring Brian on. Brian, how is it going?
Hey everybody, how are you doing? I'm so excited to be here, really honored, so thank you so much.
And we're honored to have you.
Yeah, Brian, so we have a couple questions for you. The first question I have for you, Brian, is tell us more about how you found Young Living and then the reasons behind why you stayed.
Yeah, so I found Young Living after having some pretty big losses in my life. I ended up losing my father, which was June of 2017. And then 4 months later, my partner Clayton, I rushed him to the hospital and we found out that he had acute terminal liver failure. So I ended up taking care of him, working full time, not caring for myself at all for 8 months until he passed away in April of 2018. And I found myself just lost. I went to the doctor because I knew that the next thing I needed to do was check in with myself. And while I was there, I was not doing well. So trying to figure out how to balance everything in life, I ended up coming home. My sister, Stephanie, had started using Young Living, and we were talking about me just, trying to straighten everything out. She suggested some stuff, so I started with Ningxia. And just wanted to continue my journey moving forward after everything I'd gone through. But of course, when you lose your person, a lot of things happen. I just had to figure out how I was gonna, manage life and I decided that I needed to have a bunch of people around me. So I said I would go ahead and jump into the business, and I grew this community of friends who all loved Young Living and wanted to join. And it's so incredible that in 4 months we hit silver, and it just blew me out of the water. And I felt such gratitude for all of these people in my upline, for their amazing community, that I wanted to make sure everyone had that, no matter what downline they were in. So some friends and I, we created the Executive to Silver Squad on Facebook group, a Widow's Valor for Young Living widowed people that just need a place to go and feel safe. And a bunch of friends and I created the Pride Droppers on Facebook for the LGBTQ plus community, because it's open for everybody. So it's just been an amazing 2 years with Young Living.
Thank you, Brian. I love that. Now, you are building your business in some unique ways. So tell us a little bit about those marketing and how you're using social media.
Yeah, social media was where it was at when I started. Didn't have a lot of friends here because I didn't have time to make them, with Clayton being sick. So I just leaned into Facebook, and I was gonna just put myself out there right away. I was a little hesitant, thinking people would have opinions that might not, that I might not want to hear. But I decided, hey, they're my friends. Either they're gonna support me or they'll just move on. So once I got rid of that, I just went full force, and I share everything in my life. When I have rough days, animal stuff, stuff about Young Living and how I use it. So I started to do a lot of Facebook things, and I started to go live, and I realized that's what generated more interest, was the connection. So I even started to switch, when I was doing messaging with people in Facebook Messenger or on Instagram, I'll use the voice recording and get people to talk back to me, because there's just a stronger connection. We're looking at our phones a whole lot, and we've lost the community. So, why text when I can actually say hello? And that has that has really, really brought me together with some friends that I haven't talked to in a long time. And so when the pandemic hit, everything got a little weirder, and I started to feel a little bit depressed because I couldn't get out there and do my things and go to public places. And my friend sent me a TikTok video. She's like, "You love to dance. Why don't you do this? It's something fun for you to do." So I was like, "Well, isn't this for 12-year-olds? All right, I'll do it. It's fine." So I jumped on over there and I started to make videos and started to get, realizing that it was making people happy. And it kind of went in a totally different direction than I expected, because I always share the good and the bad, because I know that there are people out there that need to hear that they're not alone. And I actually did a TikTok when I was virtually stood up by a guy on a Zoom date, because I just wanted to put it out there, like, doesn't this stink? We've all been through this. And it went viral. It has 625,000 views. And now all of these people were reaching out to me to support me, but also to say they were widowed or they've been stood up. And wow, it's nice to not feel alone. Could we all do a Zoom? So last week we ended up doing a 220 person Zoom call with strangers. We had takeout, we had wine, and now they want a Facebook group so they can connect and actually talk. So it's been incredible. There's need for community, and it's so easy to make it right now, and it feels so good when you do it.
I love that, Brian. Last question for you is, what excites you most about the direction that Young Living is heading, and how does that align with your values and the plans that you have for yourself?
That is a great question. Like I said, you start with the products, but then you realize the company. Like, we all know seed to seal. We all know, like, from a biology standpoint, all of that's really important to me. The environment and what you guys are doing, for environmental causes is huge. But the thing that I love the most, because I do want to bring people together, is you guys reaching out to everybody, opening up markets all over the world for all different types of people. Like, Gary wanted oils in everyone's home, and we can't do that unless we reach out and share with everybody. And that, to me, just really resonates, because I just so much want everyone to feel safe and everyone to feel like they have a home in a community. And just the stuff that you guys are doing, it's incredible, and I'm so proud to be a part of it.
Brian, thank you so much for joining us. Your message was impactful, inspirational. I know there are a lot of people out there that really need to hear from you, hear that message and that story. So just super grateful you were able to join us.
Thank you so very much. I really appreciate it, and I hope everybody has an amazing convention.
Have a beautiful day, Brian. Shante, any closing thoughts?
I would echo what Brian's saying about connection, and when Gary says an oil in every home, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And lastly, Young Living has long since had a diversity and inclusion committee, and it's comprised of team members from all sorts of our departments, and then by invitation, people like Brian, who help us align and maintain messages of welcoming, which is going to be so needed as new waves of people come in and they're looking around and wondering where that place is. And we want to make sure that they feel welcomed and included, and they feel a sense of belonging. And we're talking people regardless of class, race, age, sexual orientation, religion, nationality, ethnicity. So Young Living is leading boldly. They continue to lead boldly. They continue to lead with empathy. And it really does align with the heart of this year's theme, which is YL1.
I love that. Here at Young Living, we want everyone to feel welcome.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Well, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with an exclusive conversation with Young Living Royal Crown Diamond, Scott Schuler. Thank you so much, Shante, for joining us. For our Young Living convention, Royal Crown Diamond Scott Schuler puts together a motorcycle ride to raise funds and awareness to charities within the D. Gary Young Living Foundation. To find out more, we'd like to connect with our very special guest, Scott Schuler. Scott, how's it going?
Hey, Johnny. It's going great. It's good to join you.
It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us on this call. It's so good to see your face. I wish it was in person, but I'll take what I can get.
You too.
Can you take a minute and just explain what Ride for a Reason is and what it means to you?
I'd be happy to. The Ride for a Reason started really honestly out of selfish motivation. My buddy Randy rode to convention one year, and I already had my plane ticket booked, and he rode, and I was jealous. And I told him, I said, you're never doing that again. I said, I'm riding with you next time. Well, as we were planning the trip for the following year, we decided, all motorcyclists are always looking for an excuse to ride. And when you talk to one and you ask them, have you been riding much lately? The answer you always get is not enough. So we decided we were going to ride to convention, and we'd put it out there and see if anybody else wanted to join us. And as we were talking about it, we thought, if we're going that far and we've got a captive audience when we get there, why don't we see if we can try and turn this into some kind of a fundraising thing? Literally, like, we'll kind of ride for a reason. And that literally is how it was born. It was out of selfish motivation, but it turned out to be something pretty special.
It's turned out to be something really, really special. How many years has it been going on?
This would be our 4th year.
4 years. 4 awesome years. What would you say, why would you say the foundation is such an important part of Young Living?
That's a very good question. In the beginning, when I first heard about the foundation, I really didn't understand it. I was ignorant about what they did, what it was all about. There's so many other foundations and nonprofits and people asking for money. I just didn't know. And the more I got to find out about the foundation, the more I started to understand what it was really about. And what was really sealed it for me is that I realized and learned that the foundation wasn't about giving a handout. The foundation was about giving a hand up. Finding people who were already doing good things and giving them the backing that they needed, additional backing to accelerate what they were doing. When I heard that really resonated with who I am and how I think and how I believe things to be. Teaching someone to fish instead of just giving them a fish, that type of thing.
I love that. Giving someone a handout or a hand up, not a handout. It's just a way that I've seen you live your life, and it's just an incredible example. Can we change gears now, and will you tell me a little bit, maybe a story or two, one of your most memorable moments, Ride for a Reason? Something, there's got to be over the last 4 years, something worth sharing.
It's funny because the minute you said that, my first thought was, when we talk about things, whether you're a hunter, whether you're a motorcyclist, whatever it is you do, most of the time when we sit and talk, we talk about when things go wrong, or remember when this happened, or remember when that happened. It's not the perfect days. It's not when everything falls into place. And the one thing that I can think of is the very first year, I had never led a group this big. We'd never done anything like this. So that was nerve-wracking. We had 13 riders, and that was nerve-wracking in itself. Now, combine that, I bought a new bike that year because when we went to Salt Lake, to corporate, we were talking with the foundation about this, and Brenda said, well, why don't you just give away your bike and buy a new one? Well, twist my arm. Okay, I had witnesses. I took her up on that right away. And when I bought the new bike, I took it in for its 1,000-mile service and went and picked it up when it was done, and 2 days later we left on the ride. Well, long story short, I started hearing some weird noises from my bike, and I brought it to the first dealership. They said it was the belt had gotten too tight. Well, that didn't make any sense, but they could fix it, so they fixed it supposedly, and we took off the next morning. The next morning, I had put sunscreen on, which is the reason I've never put it on since, and that's hence for the raccoon eyes, or we call it the raccoon suntan that I get when I ride. And so I had to pull off and let everybody keep going down the freeway. Well, they're traveling at 85 miles an hour. I stopped for about 5 minutes, so you know about how far ahead of me they were. So my thought was, well, hey, I get to see how much power this bike really has that I just got done putting a ton of money into and building. So I took off after them, and I was doing stupid speeds. I'll just put it that way. Speeds I shouldn't have been doing, but I was having fun. And as we pull into the next town, I start to hear this whine come back, and then my shift indicator started blinking, and my legs were starting to get hot down by my ankles, and I thought, okay, there's something wrong with this bike. And we pulled in, I got everybody to the hotel, and then I went to the Harley dealership before they closed, and the tech that looked at it, when he pulled the tranny plug out, he looked at me, and there was this look of, oh, you know what, on his face. And he said, he looked at me and he says, just question for you. How fast were you going? I said, well, what's your definition of fast? And he said, anything over 85. And I said, well, then I was freaking flying. And he's, you got to buy a lottery ticket then, because he said there's one of two things should have happened. Either that it should have locked the rear wheel up and just sent you tumbling down the freeway at 100 plus miles an hour, or that transmission should have locked up and just exploded on your legs. Either way, he said, you're lucky. And that was a quick realization of, wow, that was close.
That is way too close for comfort.
Yeah.
Since then, right? So that motorbike, have you ever thought about using, instead of motorcycles, maybe Vespas, mopeds, scooters for Ride for a Reason?
That immediately reminded me, Chris Opfer did the Savvy scooter. I don't know if it was the Savvy scooter the first year, but he donated the scooter that second year. And so that would have been 2018 was the first time that they did that. And we had actually joked about dressing up as Dumb and Dumber and riding the scooter up onto a stage before we donated it with the whole, was it orange and powder blue suits that those two wore?
Yeah. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
What is the future of Ride for a Reason?
That's a great question. Over the last year, I've done a lot of hard thinking, and there was a time and a place for it, and we did it. And we had some amazing times. We had some great fun. I'm super grateful for everybody that joined in, saw the passion behind it, and donated other vehicles. To try and name everybody right now, I don't want to leave anybody out and insult them, but to them, I want to say a special thank you. Without them, it wouldn't have been Ride for a Reason. It'd just have been a big old, Harry and the Hendersons looking dude riding a motorcycle across the country for fun. It morphed into something bigger. And Brenda and I talk about whatever we do, we want to find something that we love and be able to leverage it for the benefit of others. That's kind of a sweet spot in life to be in, right? And I think right now, it's time for someone else to find something that they loved and leverage it for the foundation. It's time for somebody to step into that light themselves and somebody else to shine and to do something bigger and better than Ride for a Reason for the foundation. And I'm looking forward to seeing who and what that looks like in the future.
It is someone else's time, and I'm so excited to see also what that brings, and we're just so grateful for what you and Brenda have done and everything you have created and the mission that you've led. How can members make this year then the biggest? How can they make the most impact this time as Ride for a Reason is in its final year?
I think it just boils down to this, that, many times, even in the political arena where people say my vote doesn't count, and people discount what kind of an impact they can have, no matter what size, no matter what they do. There's going to be some people that can donate 5, 10, 15,000. We've had that happen in the past. And for other people, and that's really why we set it up as the quasi raffle type of thing, is so for $5, anybody can have a chance at something cool. And literally, I think it's that. We've got maybe 70,000 people that might be potentially watching this video, and if each person donated $5, that's 350 grand right there that we've raised to give a hand up. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, is we can all afford to go without a cup of coffee or a zing for the day or for the week and donate it to the foundation. And to a foundation, having traveled with the foundation and seeing the different locations and the different things that they do firsthand, I know our money is being put to good use. I know our money is doing good things. And to magnify that with just a little bit more given, that's what this is all about. That's what the goal is.
It is what it's all about. And the money you donate does go to amazing, amazing, amazing works. The foundation is doing amazing things all around the world. So you heard Scott donate $1, $5, skip a latte, but donate today. Scott, I can't wait to give you a big old hug in person, maybe play some darts on the dartboard back there. And thank you so much for joining us.
Johnny, it has been my pleasure. I wish you all the best, and I hope it goes well this year, and I hope we raise a ton of money for the foundation to continue doing good things.
I'm with you there. We all know these are crazy times. None of us have ever experienced anything quite like it, and everyone is handling it in their own way. So before we go, I just wanted to check in with one of our good friends, Chief Legal and Compliance Officer Matt French. Matt, how are you doing?
Hey, Johnny. Thanks for having me. I'm doing really well. And I want to emphasize, I'm doing really, really well.
Sounds super convincing. Matt, you were so kind as to let us send a little documentary crew to follow you around for a couple days to see how all this craziness has been affecting you. Mind if we show that?
Not at all. But before you do, I just want to remind you and everyone, I am doing really fine. Really fine.
Okay, let's take a look.
Things have been a little insane around here for sure. But honestly, nothing I can't handle. Been working a little more than usual to get everything ready for convention. Hey Shelly, can I get 2 copies of these, please? Really grinding, you know? I need to. Have to make sure we don't miss a single detail. Tom, your points on corporate culture were critical and cannot be overlooked. I haven't seen a real person in weeks. It's made delegating things a little harder. You know, coordinating things is a little tricky now, but that's the only issue I'm having with it. The isolation. Some call it solitude. Yeah, other than that, I'd say I'm fine. You know, I've had a lot of extra time for self-introspection and me time. Working on my short game. I even started a new hat collection. Pretty nice, huh? I don't even want it to end. So many good friends and colleagues. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your work today. Bonuses for everybody. I kinda don't even want it to end. If I'm being honest, I kinda don't even want it to end. Kinda don't even want it to end. I don't even want it to end. It's really been business as usual. Kinda don't even want it to end. Kinda don't even want it to end.
Oh, best of luck to you, Matt.
Best of luck to you, Johnny. Now, where were we on those quarterly reports?
Matt?
Oops.
That is all the time we have on That's a Wrap. But before we go, let's check in with Jake Van Wagner and his raps. Jake, is that a wrap?
No. Yes. I can say nope. I'm not ready yet. Sorry, Johnny.
All right, Jakey. Maybe tomorrow, buddy. Can't wait to spend one more day with you all. Have a great night, and see you tomorrow. That's a wrap.